like we talked the other day about, sort of an iterative process, right? Where you have, and something like that, where, it's the strategic thinking, and then the strategic planning, and then the hard part, right? We're talking implementation, and then measure and feedback, right? Where you're getting some feedback and measuring so that you can learn and course correct. See what's working, what's not. So their thinking is a little bit different, and it's called what they call a strategic cascade. But it's an iterative process like this. And what they mean by cascade, one step sort of flows from the next, right? And they start out with goals. They call it aspirations. What are your aspirations? What do you want to be, as a company or something? What do you want to achieve? And that's sort of like, framing the ideal future that you want to get at. Whether it's, we want to achieve $1 billion in sale, or market share dominance in, North America, or any kind of thing, something that you want to do. And then you figure out from there, once you know kind of what you do and you've talked about that, then the next thing is where to play. And that's all about what markets do you want to be in, what customer segments do you want to target, those kind of things. And this kind of matches up with the blue ocean strategy too, right? Trying to find some area where there isn't a lot of competition, where you can dominate that area. There's another really great way to think about this in startup culture, where they talk about niching down, where you get a niche is just a really small, refined market segment, right? And what a lot of some of the wisdom is that you go to a place where you niche down to win. You niche down to a place where there's, you have identified such a small segment that you can actually go and dominate that market segment and win there. And then you can start to branch out, but you really start out with, a customer archetype that you really understand and know, and a market and channels that you can really deliver to those people. And so this is kind of that kind of idea, right? What markets do you want to be in? Who do you want as customers? And then the next part is, so it's like where and then how, right? How are you going to win? And that's more like a sports metaphor maybe, but it's all about winning, right? It's all about you're going to achieve some sort of successful goals. And how are you going to do that? What is your, the strategic components that are going to make you win? And then what type of capabilities, right? I'm sure I spell it almost right at least. Capabilities do you have to have in order to do that, right? What kind of core competencies in your business do you need to develop? You may have core competencies. That's one of the parts of strategy. Is like, well, we want to do this. Oh, great. Do you have the people and the skills and the tool set and the resources to achieve those goals? Well, no. Well, then the goals are more of a fantasy than anything you can actually achieve. And so sometimes when you're going through these, you might be thinking about, well, what are our core competencies now? What are we really competent in? What do we do better than other organizations? And there may be some that then you think, well, we have to develop those. Either we have to go acquire them, or we have to develop them because we don't have them. Or you may want to partner with someone too that has those core competencies in some way. Because it may be distribution channels or something, and then you go find a logistics company that you're going to go partner with.